If you wanna know what pops to get, then pop on down to the Poppers Pit. Like, share, subscribe are the buttons to hit when you pop on by to the Poppers Pit.
What's poppin', Poppers? Welcome back to the Poppers Pit, my YouTube show where I share my love of Funko Pops with you. Now, before we get into today's episode, I would like to recap and give a little bit of an update of episode 3, our last episode, which I'm going to link up above. I was able to purchase a Walmart exclusive Avengers Endgame Ronin through Walmart's website at the Walmart price. So I'm very happy about that I did not have to buy it through a third party. So I got it at the price that they were asking, and that was good for me. Because I also made a decision that I was going to buy the Scrappy-Doo Funko Pop-Up Shop exclusive through eBay. And that was a lot more than the $15 that Funko was selling it for. But it actually really wasn't so bad because it was a fair price without the high expenses of shipping. The seller was reputable. He had a high rating. So I decided that I was going to go for it. And I bought the Scrappy-Doo, and I'm excited because as I said in the last episode, I was really looking forward to getting that pop. And soon it will be mine, in my possession, and on this show. And I have an idea of when I'm going to do that Scrappy-Doo. Now, enough about the past, let's talk about the future. As you can see, I have a new tablecloth, and I have this behind me. It is a t-shirt for the S&D podcast, which is my cousin's sports podcast. The description's in below. It has the link. And part of the reason I have it up there is partially to promote. And the other is, I don't know if you've noticed in the other episodes, there's been a glare behind me because I don't really know lighting all that well. So if you know and have any tips and tricks about how to light, that way the glare won't be so bad in the pops behind me, I'd love to hear from you. Put it in the comment section, or you can send an email in the address that's in the description. So, enough about the present. Let's talk about the future. And that future is August 31st, this Saturday, All Elite Wrestling's All Out pay-per-view. Now, for those who do not know me, I love pro wrestling. I've been watching it since I'm 10. I go to shows. I have the shirts. I get the video games, the toys, all of it. I love it. I love it so much that I've been a member of the World of Unpredictable Wrestling under WWE Hall of Famer Johnny Rodz for the past 11 years. Yes, Johnny Broadway / King John has been facing the likes of PJ Melly, Andrew Donaldson, The Adam Bailey, Eric the Red, Rockshaw, Jay Bushi, Ivan Isaac, Chris Cason, Eric Barossa, and a whole slew of people that you should check out at WUWWrestling on Instagram and Facebook, because I believe that there's a lot of the future of the WWE and wrestling in general in that ring right now at the WUW. But All Elite Wrestling has their pay-per-view on Saturday, and I decided that I'm going to review my collection of Cody Rhodes, Nick and Matt Jackson, who form the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega, because I have them, and why not? Now, the funny thing about this is that all three of these are from when they were in New Japan Pro Wrestling, because All Elite Wrestling does not have a Funko Pop line. I do believe, it's my personal opinion, I haven't heard anything about it, but just based off of them, that by the end of next year, we're going to see Cody Rhodes, Nick and Matt Jackson, and Kenny Omega in All Elite Wrestling attire. And I have a couple of ideas for that, and that will be a future episode. So, let's go into the pop. Right now, we're going to start with the American Nightmare, Cody. Now, he noticed that we have Cody here because he wasn't able to use Rhodes for a while. And for wrestling fans, they know that he is the son of Dusty Rhodes and brother of Goldust, also known as Dustin Rhodes. He is the executive vice president, one of 4, of All Elite Wrestling, who is owned by Shahid Khan, with his son Tony Khan being the CEO. Now, Shahid Khan owns the Jacksonville Jaguars of the NFL. So, Cody is a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, a multiple-time WWE Tag Team Champion. He was an NWA Champion, Ring of Honor Champion, and a Ring of Honor 6 Tag Team Champion. So here, I don't know exactly when he wore this attire, but I think it's a good pop. It has Cody in his early New Japan days. Nowadays, Cody has blonde hair, a little bit different ring attire, but for his New Japan days, this is a pretty good pop. As you can see on this one, this Bullet Club is the group that Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks were part of while in New Japan. So, I would give this pop a rating of 4 out of 5. I mean, I'm only giving it a 4 out of 5 because it's more that the attire's not so memorable. I do believe, actually, that this is based off of his Legend of Zelda gear. So, other than that, and let's see if I can zoom in here. On his chest, you can see it says Dream. That's his tattoo in honor of his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. All right, so definitely, if you could catch this pop, I would get it because, as I say, I believe that AEW is going to be a major force in professional wrestling, and this might be worth something in the future where it's the first pop of Cody Rhodes. Now let's move on to the Jackson brothers. Not those Jackson brothers. All right, here we got the Young Bucks. Now, the Young Bucks are multiple-time tag team champions between New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, the AAA, which is the Mexican Wrestling Federation, and PWG, which is Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and a lot of other independent wrestling companies. Now, this version is the Hot Topic exclusive. I bought this one instead of the regular one because I just liked it better. The other edition that they have it's the same pose, same clothes, except that it is in a red and black scheme. I'll put the picture up. So, Matt Jackson. Now, as I said, these people are members of the Bullet Club. They're also executive vice presidents of All Elite Wrestling. Now, these pops, I'm also going to give a 4 out of 5 because they're very detail oriented. The only thing that I have an issue with is, and this is going to sound very nitpicky, is that Matt Jackson, his sideburns are not long enough. Or they're there, but they're very, very light. So it's part of his trademark that he has the sideburns like Wolverine. So enough of them. Let's go to the cleaner, Kenny Omega. Now, Kenny Omega, I remember watching in Ring of Honor in 2009, as the same with the Young Bucks. He looked a lot different. He was a lot more clean-shaven, shorter hair. He is one of the, in my opinion, best independent wrestlers out there. I guess he's not really independent anymore now that he's part of AEW, but he is also an executive vice president of AEW. He is a former IWGP, the New Japan Wrestling Champion, a former IWGP US Champion, the first one, in fact, and he was the IWGP Intercontinental Champion. He started wrestling in 2000, and he's been around a while. He was in Deep South Wrestling. He never was in the main WWE, which I think worked out better for him because he has a ton of personality. If you guys watch Being the Elite on YouTube, I'll put a link in the description box below. That's part of the reason why All Elite Wrestling was able to kick off, is because they have a very entertaining YouTube show that is creative, and they're all creative people. And that's part of the reason I think that AEW is going to do so well. Now, Kenny Omega is a huge video game and comic book fan, and I do believe these tights that he was wearing are based off of Final Fantasy. As you can see, he has his hair in some braids. I'm not 100% sure when he wore this design. I read a bit more of New Japan Pro Wrestling than watch it, and as you can see, his hand is making a gun gesture as part of his trademark. So I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. Actually, no, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 5 because Kenny Omega is one of the few men in professional wrestling who achieved a 6-star match with Dave Meltzer's ranking system with his matches versus Okada for the IWGP Championship in Japan. So, good job, Kenny. Okay, so we had the Elite of AEW, and the pay-per-view is on Saturday. And I'm going to go over who's fighting who. We have Cody is fighting Shawn Spears, the former Ty Dillinger, this Saturday. You have Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks, will be teaming up to face Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix in a ladder match, which is you have to climb the ladder, and the first one to grab the belts hung above the ring for the AAA Junior Tag Team Championships. And Kenny Omega was supposed to fight the former Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley, but he is unable to physically compete, so he will be fighting the former Neville, Pac. And I'm looking forward to that match because both men are very good in the ring. Actually, I'm looking forward to all of them fighting on Saturday, which you can see live on pay-per-view and streaming through several things. But I would like to talk about the match I am most looking forward to this Saturday, and that is Chris Jericho facing Hangman Adam Page when he wins his first AEW championship and being the first AEW Heavyweight Champion. Now, Chris Jericho is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. This is from when he was in WWE with his List of Jericho gimmick, I'll call it, where he would write down the names of people that upset him on a list, telling people, you've just made the list. And this figure I'm going to tell you right now is 5 out of 5 because everything Jericho is 5 out of 5. And also, it looks like him. There's minute details in here. On his kick pads, it actually says Jericho. His tattoos are accurate for the time. And it's just a great pop, and I'm so glad that they came out with it and that I bought it. Now, let me go down the list of Jericho's accomplishments. He started in 1990, wrestled in Canada, Japan, Mexico, all over the world. He is a former ECW television champion, WCW cruiserweight champion, WCW television champion, the first ever undisputed champion, which is WWE and WCW champion. He is a 3-time WWE world champion, a 9-time WWE Intercontinental Champion, a 2-time United States WWE Champion, a European Champion, multiple-time WWE Tag Team Champion. He was IWCP IC Champion, and he, as I said, he is in the main event when he is going to beat Hangman Adam Page for the AEW Heavyweight Championship. So, I am looking forward to this pay-per-view on Saturday. I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be good for the business. It's going to be good for the fans. It's going to be good for everybody. It's going to be good for pop collectors because, as I said, I feel that they're going to come out with all elite pops by next year at least. And I'm really excited about this. Please leave in the comment section, who's your favorite wrestler of all time? We can have a discussion. Maybe I have a pop and I'll review it. Most likely I will. So you know what? We're not going to end it on a pop like I usually do. We're going to end it on a pop in wrestling terms. See you next time, YouTube. Thanks for popping by. Make sure to please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, as well as pressing that bell icon. That way you can be alerted the next time the Popper's Pit has a new video. Also, check out my other videos. Leave a comment. Check out the description, which has a couple of links to the Pals of the Pit. Alright, can't wait to see you next time.
Like, share, subscribe are the buttons to hit when you pop on by to the Popper's Pit.